Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Rhody, and I am here with my good pal Andrew Brown. And welcome to the inaugural broadcast of Beantown Faithful. This is going to be just a nice, calm podcast where we talk about Boston sports. And honestly, so pumped to do this. We got a lot to talk about today. We got a solid Patriots win on the road. We're going to do a recap of the Boston Red Sox 2016 season, filled with ups and downs there. And also, we're going to do a nice little preview of the Boston Celtics, who get started next week. And yeah, let's get right into it. We have the Patriots today coming off a 27-14 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
27 to 16.
27-16. And honestly, pretty solid all around win. Uh, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
offense. Did,
it's nice to see them pull off a win on the road like that. I mean, Roethlisberger was out, but they still have Le'Veon. They have Antonio Brown. Landry Jones is probably one of the better backup QBs in the league, so it's pretty
yeah,
encouraging to see
especially
him pull that out.
yeah, especially considering he's been, in that Pittsburgh system. He's taken snaps under center before, and I think he was confident at least for most of that game, knowing that he had Brown and Bell, and Bell was definitely giving the Patriots a fit
He
today.
had a pretty damn good
Uh,
game. He was 21 carries for 81 yards. I mean, that's not phenomenal, but he was plowing through people left and right, and he had like 10
yeah,
catches for 70 yards.
yeah, something like that. I mean, no touchdowns, which is nice, but I mean, still, he was giving them a little bit of trouble. In terms of the Patriots, you know, we're on the defensive side of the ball. You're coming to expect this from the Patriots. They're going to give up their yards. They're going to have plays where they're beat. But again, when you have a team like the Patriots that does a lot of man coverage, you're going to have those times where they get beat. But if there's one guy definitely today that I wanted to spotlight, it would probably be Malcolm Butler.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, the guy seemed to be in on every single play. Wherever Antonio Brown was, he was near him. I would say the one, you know, not so nice play that he was in today. Brown caught one for 51 yards, I
Yeah, but
think.
that's Antonio Brown. I mean, that's bound to happen once or twice a game.
Yeah,
And I would
and
also touch on Pat Chung. He had something like 11 tackles. He had a couple of pretty big deflections in there too.
yeah, um, and Garrett Blunt too. I mean, last 3 weeks hadn't been running the ball tremendously. He was averaging 47 yards over his past 3 games. Broke out today for a buck 20 and a touchdown, 2 touchdowns today.
Yep.
So, I mean that's nice to see. I mean, Brady was getting pressured in the pocket
Pressured
pretty
in the
often.
pocket, but surprisingly, he did not get sacked once, despite our
Yep,
terrible offensive line.
yep,
But Steelers, Hayward was out, but I mean,
yeah.
they still
Hayward was
got solid
out.
linebackers.
Yeah, definitely. And I think one thing too that two first downs I can remember off the top of my head, drop passes, one by Bolden, one by Edelman. And so, I mean,
Yeah, and that
I mean,
fumble by Edelman
yeah,
didn't
that
turn
that
out
certainly can
to
help.
hurt us, but
Oh yeah, the fumble on the first play of the first drive, the Hogan that they lost
yeah,
to.
that one too
Yeah.
was a
So I
big deal.
mean, all in all, ugly at some points, but again, you come
Speaking
out
of
with
ugly, how about Steven Gostowski? That guy
oh,
has the yips
dude,
beyond belief.
ever since the Broncos game, I don't know what it is, and it just sucks to see a guy that's been so clutch and so
Yeah,
consistent for the Patriots for so long. What the hell is wrong with Gostowski?
he's got to take a hike.
And dude, I don't get it. Like they talk about it every week. They're like, "Oh, he's not following through. Oh, he's doing this, he's doing that." Well, what the hell is he doing at practice? Like,
How about Hightower being a jackass with those two unnecessary roughness penalties?
was it two? I thought it was one.
I thought he had one earlier in the game too. Maybe I'm wrong, but either way, that second one was a little.
Yeah,
Bell was wrapped up and he just went and clocked him
yeah.
anyway. All right, we're gonna segue into the Red Sox disappointment of a season. I'd like to keep it relatively short. In a nutshell, I mean, once they clinched the division, they kind of just, it seemed like they lost focus because they went on a terrible little losing streak at the end. It seemed like they never gained their focus back.
Those fuckers hadn't even clinched the division yet, and they started losing focus.
Yeah, I don't want to say they stopped trying, because you can't stop trying when home field advantage is still on the line. They're professional baseball players. They're not that stupid, but they must have lost some sort of focus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They won 11 straight, and then they were on top of the world. They blew past Baltimore. They blew past Toronto.
Yep.
And then it was like, they got to that series with the Yankees, and it was like, well...
That was atrocious.
Yeah, I mean...
Went in there and got swept.
Piss poor play. I mean, again, I agree with you. It's hard to sit there and say that they weren't trying, but I can't fathom what happened there. I mean,
sucked to end the regular season, and then we get to the playoffs, and the entire team's balls shrivel up like raisins.
And I mean,
just atrocious.
Dude, that's the price you pay though when you play so badly, and you literally have home field advantage, and you fucking throw it away. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
and
I mean, what it is. Yeah, let's talk about some player performances. Was there anybody in particular that you were happy or unhappy with?
I mean, I think you look around the board, and there are obviously some stand-up performances. I would say that nobody in their right mind thought that Rick Porcello was going to have the year that he did.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, game one of the playoffs. I mean, it's kind of, what was it, 5 earned?
I mean, yeah.
6 hits.
I mean,
how many home runs? 3?
3, and it was that one inning that killed him.
Yeah.
3 solos in one inning, and that was yeah. I mean, and Porcello was a guy that was living dangerously all year. He was, his fastball up was money.
Yeah, that's surprising because
9 times out of 10.
He was very good at Fenway, so usually if you're leaving your fastball up in the zone, they can take that over the monster pretty easily.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that Porcello's numbers against the Indians throughout his career were pretty bad. He, obviously had experience against them, being a former member of the Tigers. Right. So, I mean, I think for him, a combination of, just getting a team that he doesn't match up well with, in the fact that he, maybe some playoff jitters, and you don't want to blame the whole playoff performance on that.
Yeah, I mean, he was 20 plus wins. I mean, you could argue that he's the reason we were in the position that we were in, because he was just a stud all year.
Yeah.
Or from like mid-May and on.
Yeah.
But David Price, oh my. We have to get him the hell out of here. Like Crawford and Gonzalez style.
Dude, I'm hoping, I'm sitting here hoping that the second year effect works on Price.
Yeah.
Like it worked on Porcello and it worked on Hanley. But
the thing is, David Price's expectations were 10 times higher than Porcello's, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I mean,
but like, at least Price, it was known that he's not a good playoff pitcher. So at least give us a good regular season, for Christ's sake. Like, he sucked up like 16 wins, but that's only because of how good our offense was. His ERA was still close to 4.
It was 3.99.
Yeah, well, that's close enough. That's close to
Exactly. And I mean, I think the worst part about sitting here now and looking at the playoffs is the fact that you're looking at the NLCS MVP and the ALCS MVP. In the salaries for those two combined, John Lester for the Cubs and Andrew Miller for the Indians, combined, you still have money left over, and that's what we gave to David Price. Let's see, Price we gave $217 million over 7 years.
I thought it was more.
Yeah, it's only that. Lester, the Cubs got Lester for 6 years and 155,
Yeah, and Miller's on 60-ish.
and Miller is 4 years, 36.
36.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that 4 for 36, that was like, the Red Sox didn't want to pay 4 for 36.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't really blame him, but I mean, you've seen the guy that he is. I mean, he basically turned his career around with the Red Sox.
100%.
And so again, it's just tough because the Lester thing especially too. Lester never wanted to be traded. The Red Sox thought they could just do the.
He didn't get traded, did he? I thought
Yeah, he did. No, remember the Red Sox in 2014 at the trade dedeadline. He went to the A's.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he went to the A's.
He went to the Athletics, and then the Red Sox. The Red Sox tried to pull the trade and re-sign in the offseason.
That's right. I remember that.
But they were only willing to give him I think it was 5 years and 120.
Yeah,
they didn't want to give him the 6th year. Yeah, they give the same. They give the same 30-year-old guys fucking 7 and 217. I don't get it. I'll never understand the Red Sox, honestly.
Yeah.
But
let's talk some.
I mean, David Ortiz,
Sandy
what
Leon.
A way to fucking go out.
Sandy Leon, 1 for 10, 5 strikeouts, probably all looking because he sucks.
Dude, that was so bad.
JBJ, 1 for 10, 7 fucking strikeouts. Are you like that guy? He had that great hitting streak. He was unstoppable, and the rest of the year he just blew.
I mean, I don't want to sit there and say that he blew.
He blew besides his ski jump celebrations. It's the only thing he had going for him.
I mean, I don't know. He was so hot after the hitting streak, like you said, but still, to finish, for a guy that the Red Sox thought was going to hit like 230, 240, and primarily be a defensive guy, 270, 25 home runs, and 90 RBIs.
Okay.
I'll take that out of the 8-9 spot.
Yeah,
Are you
but
kidding me?
He was part of the Chris Sale talk, which is supposed to be heating up again this summer. And after what I saw the second half and the playoffs, I would have no problem involving him in a deal with Sale. The only reason I was against it during the season is because the chemistry in that clubhouse is just unreal. But now it's the off season. I mean, it is what it is at this point. You got to do what you got to do.
I mean, to me,
Ortiz is gone. We got to make up some ground.
I don't want to with the numbers that offense put up and the fact that I think by now what you're going to get out of JBJ. Mookie Betts still getting better. For a guy that was a second baseman and then moved him to full-time outfield in 2015, the fact that he has come so far. And
his last month and a half was pretty disappointing. Also, I think he had maybe 1-2 max home runs in September. Yeah,
what was the? Yeah, because he went on that tear for a while.
He had 7 or 8 home runs the prior month, and then ended up with 1 or 2 the next month, and he was batting 200 through the second third of the month. Yeah, I mean, again, Can you go back and look at John Farrell and say, maybe he could have gotten a day off here or there? Probably. Yeah. But I mean, do you want to get into Farrell?
Fuck John Farrell, dude.
He ruined Stephen Wright's season, and then ruins the whole team's season.
Stephen Wright was going to be I don't even know, comeback player of the year. Give the guy a fucking award. I still want to give the guy a fucking award. He was an all-star. He was he looked like a legitimate ace for a while. Yeah, I mean, knuckleballers can just go down the shitter quick, but I don't think he was doing too well. The thing about Wright though was he had that 78 mile per hour knuckleball. Yeah, that's why none of our catchers could catch the goddamn ball. That was you looked at the 78 mile per hour knuckleball and it was what the hell is that? And then once the hitter would see that, and then he would drop this fucking 64 mile an hour floater. Yeah. And it was he was unstoppable at one point. Yeah, dude. But the Roman candle. But to throw a season away like that because you get some boneheaded decision to put your pitcher out as a pinch runner.
Yeah, well, I mean, they should teach everybody how to dive back into a goddamn base. That's just pathetic.
But why the fuck, dude? Why do you
No,
have
I
why do you
agree.
have players off the bench though? I don't
know.
get it. I don't understand.
And then, there's one other thing I wanted to touch on. Brock Holt, 4 for 10. He had a pretty damn good series. He had a home run mix in there. Benintendi, 3 for 9. He had a home run.
I love Benintendi.
I love Benintendi too.
I don't want to see him hit the sophomore slump just because the guy's got such a fucking sweet swing.
He does. That's right. I remember. Farrell. There was one thing he got a lot of heat for that I did not agree with. He got. I think it was it game 3 where he pinch hit Chris Young for Benintendi.
Yeah.
I think it was game 3.
So.
Andrew Miller was in. They pinch hit Chris Young. Everybody said it was too early.
Absolutely no reason to criticize the guy there. Like
Chris Young, I saw they put his numbers up against Miller, and he was like 3 for 9 with a couple home runs. I mean, Benintendi, why keep a lefty in there? I mean, there's no
exactly. You have a guy on the mound who was literally getting nicknamed the Grim Reaper because he was going in and literally shutting everybody down. Like you're playing matchups. Like there's a reason that you're looking at playoffs today and you're saying, well, my starter's only going 4 1/3 innings and then the rest of the game's to the bullpen. Yeah, because if your starter's up to 90 pitches in the 5th inning,
dude, those guys
taking them out.
He's like, I mean, this might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but he's like an Aroldis Chapman that you can have for 4 or 5 innings out of the bullpen if your starter sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not throwing 105, but he's a tree. He's like fucking 6'7".
He's coming out. He could give you 2 innings plus, like he did in game 1.
He can do it game after game. Like, what, he pitched game 1 and game 2 long relief, didn't he? No. Because Kluber pitched game 2. He went like 7 deep.
He pitched 1 and 3. I don't think he pitched game 2, did he?
No, I don't think so. Kluber, we underestimated them so badly, but I'm not like Salazar was hurt, Carrasco was hurt. Did you really expect that pitching staff to hold up? Like, it's Trevor Bauer starting game 1. I was like, wow, this series is already over. The second I saw the pitching matchup released.
And that was the thing that sucked. That was the thing that sucked because you were going into that matchup saying, on paper, even with all of David Price's struggles, you're looking at that and going, we get back, Rick Porcello takes game 1.
And destroys Trevor Bauer.
You're iffy on game 2 with Price, but you go back to Fenway at worst.
Yeah, 1-1.
Tied 1-1.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Never in a million years would I expect that series to be going back to Fenway down 2-0.
Down 2-0 with Clay Buchholz out to save the season.
I was perfectly content with Buchholz's outing, to be honest.
Me too.
I thought he got pulled early too.
Yeah.
What did he 2 earned?
Something like that. But I think he was up to 90 pitches though at the end of it. So
yeah, it was like 6 hits, 1 walk, but like those first couple innings,
fine.
I saw that nasty curveball that he had when he was dominant when he's dominant, it's because that curveball is working, and it was those first 2 innings, which is, I don't know, I was expecting it to turn out a little better than that. The bullpen held up pretty well.
Just that 1 home run, right?
By Pomeranz, led up by Pomeranz.
Yeah,
Pomeranz was trash.
The Coco, dude.
Actually, wasn't he? I think he was fine in game 1. I'm pretty sure he pitched game 1.
He did, and then
he just got.
The one home run. That was it. That was all the bullpen gave up, I think.
Matt Barnes had an unearned run. Who I think that was.
I
think that was Porcello's run.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of who's. No. Maybe it was in. No, that run it's unearned, but maybe it's from when that one went through Pedroia's 5-hole. Remember when it went right through his goddamn legs?
Either way, it wasn't the bullpen that.
Absolutely not. They were great in September too.
As and I say it with air quotes, that detriment that the Red Sox had, it came together nicely when it needed to come together. And, again, you were looking at that starting pitching and you were like, I feel pretty good, going into this. And then it was just everything fell apart.
It's painful to talk about, man.
Yeah, it's painful, but,
But
as,
sale's going to be available over the off season. That could help us out. But the one I want to talk about, who could potentially soften the loss of Ortiz, would be bringing Edwin Encarnacion into Boston.
yeah, I mean, I like that. I don't want to sit here and go by the Red Sox philosophy and just piss away money
Yeah,
into a
but I mean,
guy like that.
it's Edwin Encarnacion, and you bring him to the Green Monster. And
Yeah,
there's I like, some people rule it out, but him and Ortiz are tight,
yeah,
like really tight.
yeah. I mean, Encarnacion, you're literally you're gonna get a guy that's gonna play. If you bring him to Fenway, you get him 82 games at Fenway
Yep.
plus the let's see, you
Well,
play the other
listen,
three.
his
You play the other
numbers.
four, three. Yeah, you play the other four AL East teams 9 times away.
Yeah.
So you get 82, 30, 118 games of Encarnacion playing against the division that he's been in his whole
Yeah.
career.
And he's coming off
So
a really good season. I mean, Ortiz finished what, like 320 ish?
320, 38 home runs, something stupid.
Encarnacion, his batting average is only 263, which was down from the year before by like, I think it was 277 the year before. But he had almost 130 RBIs this year, 42 home runs, and not to mention the guy's clutch as shit in the playoffs. He is very clutch.
I'll give him that. And I mean, that the 263 batting average or whatever. I mean, you have Pedroia hitting 300, you have Bogarts hitting up around 300,
Yeah.
Mookie hitting 220. Yeah, I don't think you're too worried about the 260 batting average. Not to mention you're going from Rogers Center to Fenway, which is a hitter's paradise. So
Yeah. He has
I'm not worried about it.
He has 4 home runs over the last 2 postseasons, and he's batting around 280. Just to throw
Yeah,
that out there.
I take that.
I mean, with a young team,
At the
if you can get stuff like that, I mean, go for it.
Yeah, at the same time, let's not forget the last guy that they fucking threw money at to perform in the postseason played a total of like 80 games in the last 2 seasons, and Pablo fucking Sandoval.
Yeah, he's a clutch bastard, but like he didn't put up the numbers that Encarnacion puts up. But
Exactly.
I get what you're saying. Sandoval is
Yeah.
just a big fat shit.
I mean, all in all, I would say in terms of if I was to give the Red Sox a rating, like if I was to rate the team this year in terms of performance, I mean, I want to sit here. I'm going to sit here and just give them a solid B.
No, fuck
I mean,
that. Anything short of a World Series championship was an absolute disappointment. The only positive you
all
can
right.
really take away from it, well, getting through the Cubs would be tough, but at least a World Series appearance, okay. But at least the young guys got some playoff experience out of it. They know the feeling of getting swept after having such high expectations. They're never going to have that feeling again.
I mean, I would think I'd have to disagree though, because I mean, you had guys at the beginning of the season that didn't even think the Red Sox are going to make the playoffs, let alone win the division.
I was part of that group.
To come out as the only team with 90 wins and win the AL East, in which Baltimore and Toronto were right there till the very end, and even the Yankees for a while were kind of scary.
Yeah, but the level they played at a very high level at a lot of points in that season, and we knew what they were capable of, and they were more than capable of going to the World Series against the Cubs.
I mean, you definitely don't call the season a failure, but you don't call it,
it's
the solid A. That's why I don't know. I mean, to me, you're bringing back most of the same team next year. Again, you lose the one of the best players to put on a Red Sox uniform ever, David Ortiz. But Encarnacion is out there. We talked about Sale a little bit.
Yep.
And then,
I mean,
you're going to get guys.
If we can get a stud, that takes some pressure off our offense, which would kind of soften the blow
Yeah, true.
losing Ortiz.
And you expect the bullpen to be solid, better again next year.
Yeah, you have Carson Smith coming back.
Carson's coming back.
I'm not sure if Workman will be out of the bullpen or get a spot in the rotation at this point because actually that segue into this. Buchholz, I guess the Red Sox are seriously considering picking up his option because of how thin the pitching market's going to be. I would not mind that.
I'd do it.
13.5 million.
Yeah. I mean, it's Clay Buchholz. You never know what the hell you're going to get out of Clay Buchholz.
Yeah,
but
he's never healthy or good at the same time.
I think if he's open to the same role that he had this year, I'm happy because he gave some valuable innings out of that bullpen towards the middle.
Yeah, but they were trash innings.
The season. I mean,
they were up like 7 runs, down 7 runs.
I mean,
I could see him getting a spot in the rotation. What's the rotation going to look like next year, pending any trades?
As of right now, you're looking at Porcello,
Price,
Wright,
Rodriguez, and Wright too.
And then so you're leaving that 5th spot open. I mean, who else is there to compete? Workman, you said.
Yeah, but he's kind of,
You don't know. Brian Johnson, who is solid. Fuck me if they give Henry Owens another fucking chance.
He's god awful.
Guy can't throw a strike to save his life.
We'll
I mean, again, too early to speculate because we say the market's thin now, but
you have pull off a trade.
Yeah, you can pull off a trade, or guys always become available. Yeah. They call it the hot stove for a reason. There's always something to be talked about.
Yeah.
But
you want to get into the Celtics?
Yeah, I think so. I don't really want to talk about the Red Sox anymore, to be honest.
I didn't want to from the start.
Well, I want to close. I mean, I'm excited to see the MLB awards. I think the Red Sox are. I think there's certain guys are more than deserving of some awards, but
luckily
we'll
for
save that for a later date.
The awards are only based on the regular season.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know, that September performance from Mookie might have hurt his chances at the MVP award, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I would still give it David Ortiz.
Oh,
definitely.
Everybody makes the position player argument, but fuck that. It's value.
Valuable player.
Let's get into the Celtics here.
Yeah. So Celtics starting on Wednesday, right?
I will be there. I'll probably do some live tweeting from there. Playing the Nets. That should be a bloodbath. You have to win the games against the Nets. I'm pretty sure we lost a couple last year, but you have to win those games because that's the draft pick we're looking at.
Yeah, right.
You have to win those games.
Yeah.
You have to treat those games like the Cavs and Warriors games.
Yeah. And so let's just go through now and let's look at, what do you think Brad Stevens, gonna keep the same lineup that we've seen through this preseason?
I wouldn't be surprised if Jaylen Brown found his way into the lineup by halfway through the season, but it's pretty rare to see a Celtics rookie start.
Yeah, I agree.
They'll definitely run with Thomas, Bradley, Crowder, Horford.
Johnson, Horford. Yep. And then off the
Smart sixth man.
Yep. Kelly Olynyk, healthy.
Yeah, that's I think he's out for the first few games.
Is he?
Yeah, Smart might be too, but they'll definitely run Rozier with Smart. Rozier looked awesome in the preseason.
Yeah.
He shot 60% from 3, 10 points per game, steal.
You're getting Brown off the bench too to start. Yeah, I like that. I mean, you see a lot of rookies now, especially guys taken as high as Brown was, just kind of get put in there.
Yeah,
but
don't forget about Jerebko off the bench.
I love Jerebko off the bench.
I mean, he's got his moments that really piss me off, but he shot like 40% from 3 last year, and he comes up big in some situations.
Yep.
Losing Sillinger, that's gonna hurt our rebounding.
He's out. He is out
he's out
for the
first few games for the Raptors.
Yep.
I saw that.
And I think the thing about Sullinger was always I just agreed
He's a fat
with a
shit.
lot of the reports. Yeah, conditioning was bad. It seemed like at points he was just uninterested.
His shot
He
selection was horrible.
oh yeah,
Awesome rebounder,
bad.
though. Awesome
Yeah.
rebounder.
But I mean, you make up for that in getting Horford, who
Exactly.
time and time throughout his career has just been solid,
And
so good for the Hawks.
Horford can actually shoot very well.
Yeah, that mid he's got that mid range jumper that
Yeah, he's got the
you don't
three
want to
ball too.
you don't want to let him go too far out of the paint.
Yeah.
I mean,
He shot like 71% from three in the preseason.
yeah, you're looking at this team now on paper, and it's like this is a Celtics team that
Well, you know
we're
what's
kind of
interesting?
what
We got what we went 48 games last year.
yeah
I saw some projection. I don't remember if it was ESPN or what, but we projected for 47 wins.
really
Yeah, I was very confused when I saw that. But
yeah I don't know how you make an upgrade like Al Horford and then you're
and
projected to
Jalen. I mean, we lost Sillinger. Okay, we lost Turner. I think
Turner.
the Turner loss is pretty big. He was pretty damn clutch. Yeah, that
He's
elbow
pretty
jumper was deadly, but I think Terry Rozier
Terry
can
Rozier.
fill that role.
Yeah,
He doesn't have the same size, but I think he can.
yeah, and and I with Rozier going to be getting more minutes. I would also like to see what the Celtics could get out of somebody like R.J. Hunter.
I don't think that's not guaranteed that he's going to be making the roster. Him and Young are both being shopped for second round picks, but I
Which
believe the deadline to cut people is tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure one of them is getting cut.
yeah,
Hunter sucks.
I don't know.
Young sucks. They're both god awful. They're 3-point huckers. I don't know why the hell we drafted them. I mean, Young I can understand, but RJ Hunter just he was a March Madness hero. He's fucking terrible. And he looks like a fucking alien.
Dude, I mean, again though, on paper, Marcus Smart, solid off the bench, six man.
We're forgetting about another addition. We have amputated finger Gerald Green.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Coming back, slam dunk champion.
With missing only with nine fingers this time.
Yeah.
But
I think he's had 9 fingers since his childhood. I think he won the slam dunk contest with 9 fucking fingers.
Oh,
it's pretty impressive.
Either way, I mean,
was that the one where he blew the cupcake out on the rim?
I think so. I think so. I mean, you know what you're gonna get out of Gerald Green. You're gonna get minutes. You're gonna get average defense at best, maybe above average offense at best.
He's a pretty good outside shooter, which is what was I'm trying to remember what the number was. Our shooting numbers last year were god awful. 33% from 3 last year.
Not terrible. I'll take that.
No, that's terrible.
I mean,
that's pretty bad. Actually, now I'm curious as to how that compares to the league.
For a guy, again, he's not going to be getting the majority of your offensive touches off the bench.
Oh no, yeah, but I totally forgot we had him. He'll I don't know if he'll get minutes right away, but he could definitely be useful off that bench. But our 3-point shooting was 28th in the league.
Wow.
Only behind Memphis and LA.
Wow.
So
that is the definition of piss poor.
Right in the middle was Atlanta at 35%, which actually isn't that far off, but that it adds up.
Yeah.
Obviously, Golden State in the lead at 42%, which is just absurd.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something. That's impressive. But I think realistically for the Celtics team, I think now what you're going to get out of them. You're going to get a team that's fast, that's athletic.
Well, we have the shortest team in the league, so we got to rely on that speed and athleticism. Hopefully, we can get another All-Star season out of Isaiah.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I didn't see the All-Star in him going into last year, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't an All-Star this year. But
Yeah. I mean,
if he
he's like
is, thank God. I mean, I sure as hell hope he is an all-star.
he is a guy. He is a guy that when you just look at his, it doesn't help him being 5'9", but his stature, he just gets overlooked sometimes. The fact that he, at times last year, he just took over games.
Yeah,
And
he's what, five? God damn
five
it,
nine,
5'9", and he's one of the best finishers in the league. It's unbelievable.
and what the thing that amazed me last year watching him was you could tell on his nights where he was a little bit off. He would take his shots.
His the only
He
thing I
got
don't like
much
about him
better.
is his shot selection. Sometimes he takes
Yeah,
a little too many heat check shots.
yeah. However, what I liked last year was the fact that he was playing like an all-star in the sense that if he was having trouble with a shot and he wasn't taking over games
He was
like he
getting
was
his
capable
teammates
of.
involved.
Exactly. And I love that about him because it's so easy to just be, especially on a Celtics team where outside of Isaiah Thomas, who are you looking at to actually score all your points?
Yeah, and you're getting another guy like that out of Al Horford. He's one of the most unselfish players in basketball. I mean, he's not a
Yeah,
point guard, but when you have a guy
yeah,
like a big post player like that, if he's double teamed, he's going to make a good pass out to the
yeah,
perimeter, maybe knock down a three, maybe help our
yeah.
3-point
And
percentage.
the thing that I like, the thing that I like about this group of guys is the fact that you don't have a guy outside of Thomas, who even he like is kind of like a little bit below that line, but the guy that's going to give you 25, 30 points a night, like we just don't have that guy. But you have three, four, five guys that are going to give you 15, 20 points a game, and that's going to be that most nights is going to be enough.
Yeah,
Because you have Crowder who's easily able to score 20, 25 points on a given night.
hell of a defender too.
Yeah, Bradley gonna give you good shots.
Yeah, he's a little all over the place offensively, but he's in and night out. Great
Yeah.
defensively.
If Kelly Olynyk gets right, I love Kelly Olynyk. It was so funny. It was so easy to make fun of him when the Celtics first drafted him, just because
His hair.
big, tall, fucking idiot, his stupid hair. But he's really grown into a player that I think has exceeded a lot of people's expectations.
I would have to agree. I thought he was going to be a big bust.
But I mean, he has really shown that he's really poised, honestly, to make a good step forward. And if you start to see Kelly Olynyk give you really good performances off the bench, if you're Brad Stevens, you're sitting there thinking, well, what's the harm in sliding Horford over to power forward and putting Olynyk in the center spot? Because now
Yeah.
that's pretty scary. But I mean,
That's a defensive liability, though.
yeah,
Olynyk is soft as a fucking teddy bear around the rim. One guy I would like to see him try to utilize more this year is Tyler Zeller. He kind of gets
yeah,
shut out of the rotation like David Lee, but when
yeah,
he got minutes, he was pretty solid. I'm pretty sure he put up like 26 points in a game. There was a
yeah.
streak where he was
I remember
averaging
that.
like 10 and 6 over like 15, 20 minutes a game, which is solid.
Mm.
He's just got that big Junos, but he's 7 feet. I mean, he's soft like Olynyk, but he's a little better defensively. But offensively, he's a weapon.
Yeah, and I think with the Celtics team, I think the thing that you're looking at too this year is can they can they consistently close out those close games? Because I think they had those games last year where they were very good first three quarters, but then if it was close, sometimes they just couldn't hit their shots and they would end up losing
Hey,
games that
that's
they should
another
have
thing
won.
with Horford. You're bringing in. We didn't have that. We didn't have that veteran in the
Yeah,
locker room last year.
Yeah.
Horford, I mean, he's not a champion or anything, but he's played a pretty fair share of playoff games.
Yeah, and he's a guy now that he's looking at the cast around him, and he's like, I can work with this. Like
he's like, I just made you guys my bitch in the playoffs last year. I was ice cold against you guys. I'm going to show you how to do it.
Exactly, and I mean, looking at the rest of the Eastern Conference, if you want to look at the bigger picture for a second, it's like, who else besides obviously Cleveland and then probably Toronto?
Who else? Maybe Chicago, but you never know what to expect
that's a work in progress.
Any trio involving Rajon Rondo. I love Rondo, but you never know.
Yeah, we've seen that firsthand. I mean, I can definitely see the Celtics. You know, my preseason prediction. I'm gonna say finish third in the East.
No, I'm going with second. 51 wins. 51 wins. Mark my word.
I like that. That's a little bit more bolder than I wanted to go. I want to go with the little safer. But I mean, Toronto, beatable. Definitely
give me a record prediction.
Record prediction. I'm gonna say the Horford effect is good, and we get back to where we want to be, but it's not gonna be like a 10-win difference. I'm gonna say 50-32.
Yeah, when you already have 48 wins last year, there's only so much you can improve by adding one guy who's an all-star, but he's not like amazing.
Yeah, but I say 50-32, third in the East, a game behind Toronto for second, and then probably
really into it.
Yeah.
Say 51-31, second in the conference, get their ass whooped by Cleveland in the conference final. Actually, no, give them a good 6 games in the conference finals.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll also go ass whooping by Cleveland, but I mean they 2 years ago when they met up with Cleveland, they gave them a fit. They got swept, but they didn't win. They didn't win by 20.
Yeah, and we ripped Kevin Love's shoulder out of his socket.
Kelly Olynyk ripped Kevin Love's shoulder out of his socket.
Yeah. But something else that's interesting is there's been rumors about Cousins yet again.
I'm so sick of listening to those, dude. Honestly, because
all right, but here's the thing. It's like the 5th Kings coach since Cousins joined that team, and Isaiah and Cousins are tight, and he's been recruiting him hard. I would love to see DeMarcus Cousins on the Celtics. I don't give a shit about his attitude. If I was on the Kings, I'd be a whiny bitch too, because that franchise sucks.
It's a fucking joke, dude.
Their owners are terrible. New coach every year.
Their team is terrible. Like, you look at the guys that are on that team. Cousins, Ben McLemore was supposed to be a stud. Gay is good.
Yeah, but he's never been on a good team. Like every team, he's like the plague. That's why I want us to trade for him.
But who else did they have?
Nobody really worth mentioning.
Nobody. Yeah.
They had Rondo last year.
Yeah, because who did the Kings just draft? I remember Boogie getting mad on draft night because he was
I think it was some foreign dude.
Yeah, they drafted
Georgios Papagiannis.
Yeah. Yeah, but Boogie was pissed.
And they picked up Skal Labissiere, and they have Cauley Stein.
Oh, that's right. Dude.
I mean,
who else?
They have Kostakouphos, the big Greek fuck. He's a 7-footer. He's a pretty good
Yeah, right? Yeah, he used to be on the Nuggets, right?
Yeah, they have Matt Barnes. Darren Collison's all right.
Yeah, not terrible.
But, I mean, the team all around is pretty bad.
But they have like just an absurd amount of big guys. They don't need that many.
Yeah, that's why.
And I mean
they could.
That's why.
Get rid of Cousins and take some of our assets off our hands.
Yeah, right. You know, I think you and I had this conversation last year around this time too, because the Cousins talks have been like
I love Cousins
forever. But I feel like there's such a there's such a level of prestige now with Brad Stevens.
Yeah,
You think if they,
surprisingly. He
you
just
think if
turned
there's any
40.
coach, you think if there's any coach that can get Cousins to cooperate and get him into a locker room
Honestly,
with
all I think it's going to take is like a good chemistry, good team. I mean, he's just in a
and
terrible franchise.
and
It's Sacramento, first of all.
yeah,
Sacramento sucks. What an
winning
irrelevant city. And the team is
winning
trash.
winning can change a guy's mindset pretty quick. And if I'm Boogie Cousins and I've been on the Kings for what now, like 5 years,
Yeah.
I'm fucking sick of being on
And
the
at this
goddamn
point,
Kings.
yeah, and now he's got fucking Kevin Durant on the Warriors. So it's any competing to any extent is out of the fucking question.
Yeah,
So
right.
get out of the conference.
Get out of the conference. He's a,
Thomas Horford Cousins. How does that sound to you?
I like it.
But then
That
you're
that's
keep
a
in mind
that's a
you're probably giving up like a Marcus Smart, a Bradley, along with a Brooklyn pick and a couple other pieces. But still,
Yeah, I mean that's a trio right there that's gonna give the Cavs a fit because
100%.
Tristan Thompson on Al Horford. I'm taking Horford every day. Who the fuck is Kevin Love gonna guard? Kevin Love is soft.
He is soft.
I mean, I mean, LeBron's a solid defender down low, but he's no Cousins. He's no
Not at
Horford.
all. Gotta love
That's
LeBron
that.
though.
Those are guys that could give the Cavs fits.
Yeah, I'm with you
And
there.
and and I think Trader Danny is smart enough to know when to cut his losses.
Yeah.
I he knows that Horford is a guy that they really like, and Cousins is a guy that they've liked for a while. But
Well,
if
I don't know if they've necessarily liked him, but there's been a lot of talks around him. Because I mean, if they really liked him that much, I feel like with all the talks that have happened, they would have pulled the
well,
trigger by
that's what I was
now.
going to say. That's what I'm going to say about Danny is he knows when to cut his losses because he's not going to give up a ton for a guy that has those attitude problems,
But
those
my thing
consistent.
is the way like some of those top three picks pan out. If you can get a top 15, top 10 player like DeMarcus Cousins while avoiding the risk of a top three pick not panning out, I say just go for it.
Yeah, because Cousins is still what mid-20s.
Yeah, I'd imagine he's like 24, 25 max. He
Uh,
might be older than that. I think he was a one and done in Kentucky.
26.
26, okay.
26, but again, 6'11", 6'11", 270.
Pretty good defender.
Yeah, I mean he's got the numbers.
Great scorer.
Definitely got the numbers to be a guy, especially on a Celtics team
He'll
that
be an all-star.
yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
I mean, you're competing with Drummond. Who else in the conference? What was the
Kevin
all-star
Love.
team? No, come on.
Who do they have in Toronto? Sullinger.
Valanciunas.
Yeah,
He's okay.
not terrible.
Um,
No, Cousins numbers last year, 65 games, giving you 35 minutes a game.
yeah, Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol. Wait, no. But where is Gasol now? He's on the Spurs, so he's out of the conference.
Yep.
Chris Bosh is borderline dead, so he probably won't be competing for an
Yeah.
all-star spot. Paul Millsap.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, I'd say our predictions are solid.
yeah. Again, 35 minutes, 45% from the field.
Who, Cousins?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's hell of a player. No disputing that.
Free throw percentage is pretty piss poor, but
I mean, you got most big men these days.
yeah. He's averaging you 3 offensive rebounds a game, 9
What, like
defensive
nine?
rebounds a game.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah.
Wait, 9 defensive or 9 total?
9 defensive, 11 total.
Wow, that's solid.
3 assists a game. So he actually passes the ball.
Yeah.
Gets a little bit more than a steal and a block a game. Averages 3 turnovers, but Yeah, that happens down low.
It's true.
But I mean, he's just gotten better as the years have gone on.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
2013 was his best season.
2013.
Hit 50% from the field.
Wow.
71 games. That's a career high. His rebounding has gotten better in the last 2 years, but still averaging 11 in 2013. So again, you're getting a guy who's been an all-star the last 2 years. So the guy that you're getting is definitely not somebody talent-wise that you have questions about. So
yeah. All right, we're running pretty long here, so let's make it a wrap. We'll put another one out Thursday, and we'll touch on how the Celtics game went, and
we'll get you ready for Sunday.
Yeah.
Patriots going into round 2 against the Bills.
Yeah, Tom Brady is gonna make sure they regret beating us while he was gone.
And then I think we'll touch on the Bruins, how they've started on the season too, and we'll go from there.
Sounds like a plan, buddy.
Yep. I will talk to you soon, Brown. Thanks for having me, and I will see you around.
All right. We'll talk to you guys Thursday. See ya.